Hey, I'm Rob Kendall, and I'm here with Donald Rainwater, the next governor of the state of Indiana. And Donald, one of the things that gets me and so many Hoosiers is that they never actually owned their home because of these awful, terrible property taxes. What would you push Indiana to do with property taxes if you're the next governor?
Well, Rob, I believe that we should eliminate the personal property tax on your primary residence. You cannot own something that you have to pay the government rent on twice a year with the threat that they'll take it away from you if you don't pay it. So I believe that we need to eliminate that personal property tax on your primary residence entirely.
One of the things you've talked about, and it's a great example of how this works, is the government arbitrarily every year just says your home is worth more, so there's a 1% cap, but your taxes actually go above that cap because they keep raising the value of what that 1% is taxed on.
Well, that's absolutely right. The 1% cap, in my opinion, is a lie. And it's there to get you to feel good about the fact that they put a cap on it for you. But the reality is when they come out and reassess it every year, that just raises that tax for you. And there are a lot of senior citizens here in the state of Indiana who are finding that their forever home isn't their forever home. They can no longer afford to retire, be on a fixed income, and pay property taxes every year. So they're having to sell their home and downsize basically against their will.
One of the great misnomers of our state is that we're a low-tax state. In the last 4 years, we've seen over 50 tax increases, including the largest tax increase in the history of our state. Think about that, folks. The largest tax increase in the history of our state doesn't belong to some leftist Democrat. It belongs to Governor Eric Holcomb. The tax on gas, and the worst part about it, Donald, is it goes up every single year.
Well, that's right, because what they did was they created a law that indexes the gasoline excise tax for inflation, which basically gave the responsibility to raise the tax a penny a year to the Indiana Department of Revenue, instead of having the General Assembly have to vote on that tax increase. Basically, they shirked their responsibility to the people, and so now we have, in essence, taxation without representation in Indiana.
And another thing that kills me, and I'm seeing these ads all the time, and you're probably seeing them too, where the governor's out there, he's bragging about rural broadband. You know how that was paid for? A $1 billion tax increase on truckers. Now maybe you're thinking, well, I'm not a trucker, I don't care. The truckers aren't eating that. They're raising the price of goods. You are paying for it. I'm so sick of these people stealing money from us and then acting like they gave us something.
Well, and the reality is that we as Hoosiers need to realize that the money that we earn is our money. There is no such thing as public money. It's the money that they took from you, and they need to give it back. That's why I believe we need to eliminate the individual income tax in the state of Indiana. 9 other states in the United States have eliminated the individual income tax, and I believe we should be number 10.
Donald, at the end of the day, though, we need someone that's going to fight for us as governor. Are you going to be a fighter against tax increases and a fighter for tax reduction?
Absolutely. The organization Americans for Tax Reform have created what they call the Taxpayer Protection Pledge. And I have signed that, stating that as governor of the state of Indiana, I will oppose and veto any attempt to increase your taxes.
I'm Rob Kendall. He's Donald Rainwater. Learn more at rainwaterforindiana.com.
Paid for by Rob Kendall and authorized by Rainwater for Indiana.